The xenobiology lecture hall fell into absolute silence as Professor Kelthron's multiple eye stalks contracted in horror. The creature that had somehow breached the university's containment protocols was now loose among the students, its scaled body coiling across the synthetic floor tiles with predatory grace. Marcus Webb, the only human in the advanced xenobiology program at Galactic Harmony University, looked up from his datapad with mild curiosity. The other students, a mixture of Vendari, Thixians, and crystalline Quarians, had already begun their panic protocols. The Vendari were releasing distress pheromones that filled the air with the scent of burnt cinnamon, while the Thixians had retracted into their protective shells. Even Professor Kelthron had activated the emergency barrier around his podium. The creature was a Kesserite viper, native to the swamp moons of Cassara Prime. Its reputation preceded it across 3 sectors. The venom in its extendable fangs could paralyze most known species within seconds, and its heat-sensing organs made it a nearly perfect ambush predator. Standard protocol demanded immediate evacuation and deployment of security drones. Marcus watched the Viper slide closer to a trembling Vendari student named Plix, who had frozen in the evolutionary paradox of prey animals everywhere. The human stood up slowly, his movement drawing the Viper's attention. Those heat sensors locked onto him instantly, the creature's head swiveling with unnerving precision. "Everyone stay calm," Marcus said, his voice carrying an odd authority that seemed to momentarily override even the instinctive terror flooding the room. He walked toward the Viper with measured steps, not directly but at an angle that kept him visible without appearing aggressive. Professor Kelthron's translator chip rendered his panicked whistles into standard galactic. "Student Webb, remain where you are. That creature is classified as a Class 7 lethal predator." Marcus didn't respond. He had already assessed the situation with the peculiar calculation that came naturally to a species that had clawed its way to the top of Earth's food chain despite lacking natural weapons. The Viper was stressed, not hunting. Its movements were defensive, not predatory. It was lost and frightened in an environment full of strange smells and sounds. He crouched down 3 meters from the creature, making himself smaller and less threatening. The Viper's forked tongue flickered out, tasting the air. Marcus extended his hand slowly, palm down, and made a soft clicking sound with his tongue. The alien students watched in disbelief as the Deathworlder, a being from a planet so hostile that merely describing its conditions violated several comfort protocols, appeared to be attempting communication with an apex predator using nothing but body language and sound. The Viper's head swayed slightly, confused by this strange creature that smelled warm but moved wrong, that showed no fear scent, that was clearly alive but radiated the confidence of something far more dangerous. In the creature's simple neural assessment, confusion outweighed aggression. Marcus moved his hand closer, maintaining the same glacial pace. When his fingers came within striking distance, everyone in the room expected violence. Instead, Marcus gently touched the Viper's snout with 2 fingers, then slowly moved his hand along its scaled head. The Viper, receiving tactile information that registered as non-threatening, allowed the contact. Within moments, Marcus had carefully scooped up the meter-long predator, supporting its body properly to prevent injury. The creature coiled partially around his forearm, its head resting in his palm like some bizarre pet. "Someone want to call containment?" Marcus asked casually, as if he weren't holding certain death in his hands. "This little guy probably escaped from the vivarium downstairs. They'll want him back." As Professor Kelthron shakily contacted security, the other students stared at Marcus with a mixture of awe and terror. Plix's translator finally found words. How did you know it wouldn't strike?" Marcus shrugged, gently stroking the Viper's scales as it began to relax. "I didn't, really. But I've been around snakes before. You just have to respect them, move calmly, and remember that most predators only attack if they're hunting or scared. This one was just scared." The Quarian student in the back row chimed in with a crystalline voice. "What did you mean, you've been around snakes before? Your planet has multiple species like this?" Marcus smiled faintly. "Oh, we've got hundreds of species of venomous snakes. Had one as a pet when I was 12. The classroom fell silent again, but this time it was a different kind of silence, the kind that came when prey species suddenly understood why Deathworlders had a reputation that preceded them across the galaxy.